Let's go! You ready? And we're live?
We are live.
Hi everyone, I'm David Siegel. Today is January 10th, Wednesday, January 10th, and welcome to the first semi-annual Pillar General Meeting. Right now the price of Pillar on Poloniex is $1,310, and I have, the price of Ether, what did I say? The price of Ether, can we rewind that? The price of Ether on Poloniex is $1,310, and I have zero knowledge of the price of Pillar tokens. Today we're going to take you through about an hour and a half of material. We will break it into short sections, and then at the end we'll take your questions. It's probably going to be 90 minutes until we get to your questions. Might be a little less. We've never researched this before, and this is live. So this is the famous Pillar touchscreen, and I have news for you about exchanges. So we have been struggling with exchanges, as you know, for many months for our tokens, and we now have a deal with an exchange that we will be announcing very soon. To find out about it, you'll need to get our newsletter. That's at pillarproject.io. You'll find the newsletter, sign up, and next week we'll be in testing for that exchange. So it's going to be within the next few weeks, and if you're interested in being part of the beta testing of this exchange, it's a relatively new exchange, we would like you to go to the Pillar Project community and sign up in the channel for beta testers. And that's both for the wallet and for the exchange that will be open soon. My philosophy about exchanges is that we're not interested in day traders, pumpers and dumpers, and a lot of active trading necessarily. We do want people to be able to buy tokens so they can use the utility of their tokens in the wallet. So we'll have more exchange solutions coming around the time that we launch. We'll have other exchange options. But for those who want to trade in the meantime, we have an exchange opening in the next couple weeks. We'll be in testing next week. So that's the long-awaited answer to that. And now we start with why. We went to Poprad, Slovakia, right after the ICO to talk about why. And now we want you to hear why from our mouths to your ears. Take it away. Yeah, are we on?
No, let's start off.
We're at Barclays Rise in London, and this is the Pillar Worldwide headquarters. This is the famous Pillar touchscreen. Now I want to talk about why we are doing this. This is value of personal data, and this is how it's distributed. Drug companies, Amazon, Facebook, big companies with tons of your data, and consumers value their own data least. We know there's tremendous value in personal data. We're trying to give it to consumers. Our wallet is going to make it incredibly easy to sign a lease, to get a doctor's appointment, to pay for your health insurance, and to manage your personal data on your behalf on our platform automatically. It'll be easy for you to change providers and to get the best deal for you. That's why we're here. That's why.
I came across Pillar when I was doing some research into cryptocurrencies. I was really intrigued by what Pillar was about.
I have been working with Pillar project from the beginning. We had one of the widely participated ICOs.
I fell in love with Pillar because I am every day aware of how our data is used against us.
The personal data locker would mean every individual, all of us, would be in control of our data.
This is a huge paradigm shift, as it will bring back sovereignty and freedom to the individual, and I just had to be part of it.
I think with Pillar, the attractive thing for me was the culture, the people behind it, because it's the future.
I'm an original Pillar token buyer. We went to the event in Poprad, Slovakia.
Poprad, we had what was called an unconference. Everybody at that event was so enthused that I would say the majority of people actually now work for Pillar Project.
For me, Pillar is decentralization, disintermediation and incentivization. I want to break down the current system and rebuild a new one, and that is the way we push the world forward.
Pillar will be the next generation wallet and give people the sense of control of their assets.
Pillar is something worth believing. Pillar is really exciting, cutting edge in terms of technology we're building. Everything's changing so fast, and I think we have a chance to create a product that really is at the forefront of this change.
Here we create the future.
The idea of people owning their own data as opposed to big corporations like Facebook and Google, it's going to change the world in quite a huge way. It's like nothing I've seen before.
This is a wallet. This is a crypto wallet, lets you move cryptocurrencies, and this is the first generation of wallets. And the problem here is that this is too hard to use, and that accounted for about $1 billion worth of mistakes and theft last year on the blockchain. Our goal at Pillar is to build a next generation wallet that is much safer. You won't have an Apple phone, you won't have an Android phone, you'll have a Pillar phone. And that's the phone for the 21st century.
Why Pillar? To me, Pillar, we are bringing the crypto world to the masses.
Why Pillar? Because I'm sick and tired of being at the mercy of a corrupt and predatory economic system.
Pillar is innovative. Pillar is exciting.
I'm sick and tired of my personal data being harvested and sold as a commodity to the highest bidder.
The Pillar wallet is a wallet for the world.
We finally have the technology to affect real cultural change and empower individuals and communities alike.
Pillar to me is the embodiment of what we need to take back of our personal data.
Pillar is taking back your freedom.
For me, Pillar is about making a difference into the world.
A way forward.
Pillar sort of taught me to question everything I thought was true previously.
It's both a movement and a company.
People are great, it's like a family.
A family that helps each other out, and a family who's going to change the world.
I think the company is going to change the world.
We have the ability to change the world.
We're going to take back our digital freedom. We're going to build a new paradigm. That's what we're doing here at Pillar. That's why we come here to work every day and build the tools of the future. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. You know, you've probably seen me in enough videos over the last 6-7 months that you feel like you know me. Did you know that I, about 10 years ago, tried to start a dating site for about 2 years of my life and failed, but never launched? I also collect high-end wristwatches, and I'll give a Pillar t-shirt to the first person who sends me an email at david@2030.io identifying the make of this watch. And I've written 6 books. You may hear about things like dating sites, wristwatches, and books as we go along tonight. Let's get to some of our facts and figures from the community. We have a pretty thriving community, although could be about 10 times bigger if you don't mind helping us do that. Right now, we have 7,000 followers on Twitter. Hey, that's more than I have now. We have lots of mentions, impressions. What's that? Twitter impressions? Who counts those?
Impressions of our tweets.
Yeah, but most of those are fake. And then on our newsletter, we've got 43 issues, handwritten by yours truly, 17,000 amazing subscribers. Thank you for opening. It helps to open so you can read them. And then on Telegram, we've got, on our official site, we have 590, and on the unofficial site, we're over 900 now. That's where you can say anything you like. On Mattermost, that's our community. It's like Slack, but free. Members, we have 1,400, volunteers 147, and volunteers who are now full-time employees 29 and growing. Guess how you get a job at Pillar? I wonder. On YouTube, we've had 68, totals, not ours, but total videos released. 68, 124,000 views. These all, we need to add a 0 to every single one of these, so we need to get going. Likes, have a few dislikes, and probably because we haven't been on an exchange, and lots of comments. Thanks for your active participation in our community. Now, I'm going to summarize the product quickly because I want to make sure everybody knows what's coming at the end of Q1 as long as it's tested and ready, as we know. First of all, we are in Rise Accelerator in Shoreditch, London. We are kind of bursting at the seams and getting more space. 29 people, going on about 40 in the next couple of weeks, I hope. And the product, the first product is going to be the token wallet. Now, if you know what My Ether wallet can do, that's basically what our first wallet will be able to do. You'll be able to move Ether in, move tokens in, move Ether out, move tokens out. All of that will be free, just like My Ether wallet. I believe it will be safer. You're going to learn more about what our wallet can do soon. And then we'll be adding features to that. So we have a rolling list of features that we'll be adding on as we release wallets relatively frequently this year. What will the token do? How will the token work? The token will pay your fees. So there's no fee to move tokens or Ether in or out. There won't be fees to move any other cryptocurrency out as we add those. And there will be fees to make transactions on the site. So you might make a transaction, you might pay a penny or 2 or 3 as a fee for the use of the ecosystem for a transaction. You'll pay for the thing you buy, whatever it is, and you'll pay a small fee, and that fee will go to Pillar to run the system or to the third-party provider who's making that transaction possible. We'll learn more about fees in future videos and workshops. So now to talk about code, we have Vitor, our CTO. Vitor, welcome.
Thank you, David.
Come on up.
We've been on hold to build not only a great product, but to have a great development team. So over the last months, we've been hiring and looking for people to build a great engineering culture. This month, we're actually going to have for the first time almost all of our devs, with one exception in London. So we're on the path to build this incredible team. Most of the features related to the blockchain are actually implemented. We are in the hold to finishing the design and the user experience, and we're on path to release the code and the wallet and reach our internal release targets. And that's about it. We've been
what people do you need most?
Oh, we've been looking for senior JavaScript people. People experienced with Ionic, React Native, Node.js, Express. We've also been looking for security people, especially people who are capable of running security code reviews, and cryptography people who actually have experience in crypto, as in hard math. And as soon as we get those people, we can deliver even more and even faster.
Awesome. Thank you, Vitor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here from Brazil, Vitor Py, and now we welcome Michael Shea.
Thank you, David. From the GDPR side, we've had a busy first 5 months. We were at several shows, building up, meeting customers, potential partners. It's been very successful, been very positive reaction on what we talk about with the Pillar wallet and the data locker component of the wallet. We are now building a full GDPR business wallet team. We're looking for an architect, as well as some enterprise level software developers to be able to create microservices to integrate into the wallet. We are working with 3 or 4 partners, some in the United States, some here in the UK, and we're also building out a business development team to expand not just within the UK, but also onto the continental Europe and in the United States. So it's a very busy, we have a lot of activity happening coming up this year, and that's about it on the GDPR.
Okay, hold on. So GDPR stands for what?
General Data Protection Regulation.
Okay, and just in 1 or 2 minutes, will the Pillar wallet, help companies be GDPR compliant?
How
will it work?
What it's doing is we're taking the data back from the business, putting it into the wallet, so that what the value to the business is that the personal information is no longer within their system.
Right. It's on the wallet.
It's on the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
It's fully encrypted on the wallet,
mm-hmm.
and it is no longer in the clear. One of the big parts of GDPR is the right to be forgotten,
yep.
or the right to have access to your data. By reversing that relationship and putting the data into the wallet,
So how will it work? Like for Amazon, if you have all your Amazon data here, how will you interact with Amazon?
That's where we deal with the microservices and integration between the wallet and the different enterprise systems. So between Amazon in that case.
So, but it's what would you do? You log in?
You would either log in through the wallet or
give permission to connect
back and forth.
Right.
And then you would that information would be shared with Amazon or with that website.
Right.
And then the transaction would be completed. Information would be stored. The information that is relevant,
whatever they need
to operate their business, stays
right.
within the system.
Right.
Any of the personal information then comes back into the wallet.
If you
comes
log
back
out, you're
Correct.
out. They
You're
can't
out.
find you anymore.
That is correct.
Right. So that's our paradigm for the GDPR wallet, and it will be available for free for
Correct.
businesses to take and use, and for consumers to be able to log in to many different sites as those sites start integrating our solution.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we have Tomer, one of the founders of 2030 and founder of Pillar Project.
Thanks, David. Hi, everybody. So we're very excited about what we're going to do at Pillar in 2030. Really recreating something that, really recreating the space, and what we want to do is bring this blockchain and decentralization revolution to the masses. On the Pillar side, from a business development perspective, as Michael just said, we have launched the Business Wallet and GDPR initiative, so we are onboarding teams and partners, and we're seeing a growing demand and interest to be part of this ecosystem and launch services on top of the Pillar platform. So this is something that we're very excited about. A second endeavor that we have is that we're going to be launching very soon, I hope, the Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. As you all know, security is really at the center of everything that we do. We're going to provide a wallet that, with time is going to vehicle hopefully a lot of money in there, so it needs to be hyper secured, and security is really one of the pillars, pun intended, of that. So we want to really launch this Center of Excellence that will bring both the intelligence, so the ability to make sure that we're top of the attacks and vulnerabilities as they come, the cryptographic studies and how this evolve over time, as well as the ongoing securing the coding environment that Vitor and the teams here are doing. A little announcement that I think that everybody will like is the creation sometimes, hopefully soon, but over the course of the year, I hope, is the creation of the venture fund for the Pillar ecosystem. As David mentioned before, we're really about recreating the way and turning apps into services. That means that we're going to provide this venture fund, to invest equity financing into those services that will be launched on the Pillar platform. Those services will need backing, and this is where the Pillar Foundation will step in and help those services launch their products and services on top of the Pillar ecosystem. That leads me to 2030. 2030 is really the first gatekeeper, so to speak, of the Pillar platform. I hope this is a shout out for other partners to join and be an additional 2030, so an additional player that will launch those services and products on top of the Pillar ecosystem. 2030 is entirely dedicated to the Pillar ecosystem. The first service that we're going to launch is the Token Factory service. Token Factory service is really a one-stop shop onboarding services enabling that will be launched on the ICO wallet that will be launched after the token wallet, as David explained. And this onboarding service is really a one-stop shop, providing companies the ability to launch their ICO from and really do the entire mechanics from as I mentioned earlier in one of my previous talk, the ability to take control of the money sending directly from the wallet, securing the environment, managing the entire smart contract, cash processing, etc. We are also, we're going to be on board utility and also pioneer the equity token, bringing really a framework, a legal framework and regulated framework that is very important for us, so that other companies will be able to launch their ICOs on the platform, as well as launching some other game-changing services, disrupting gigantic services. We're thinking about remittance, tickets, prescription drugs, etc. Last piece of news is the 2030 ICO. That is going to be the first equity ICO on that, and that's for the 2030 side. And the next one after me is Rob with the financial.
Hello everyone, so I'm Rob Gaskell, I'm part of the Central Services team. I'll start off by talking a bit about the companies. So we have the Pillar Project Foundation, based in Switzerland, that is charged with supporting and promoting the Pillar Project. The Pillar Project Foundation is a non-profit and it supports this open source project. We also have the Pillar Project Worldwide Limited Company in the UK, which is a service company. That service company is contracted by the foundation to start building the software and also develop the teams that we need for the project. The teams are based around things like the developer side. We've got design, we've got central services, we've got communications and our marketing areas. As we're building up the teams, David already said, we're currently around 30 people, growing very fast. And as you can see from the financials, we've spent money that was contributed on the project. And what I'd like to go through here is the unaudited expenses. I must stress this. We're going through our own internal audit right now. We expect to be audited and all our financials checked and validated by external parties in the coming months. We're working with accounting firms right now as well, external accounting firms right now, to make sure that we've been extremely responsible with our money and the way we make our payments, and we have governance and control. It's very important that we show that. We're a very transparent company, so you'll see that the numbers what I'm presenting today are transparent. There's nothing to hide. We have an ICO cost from the 17th, to the 17th of July of around £100,000 that was spent. We had a pre-formation company, the pre-company formation, which was before we established the service company and the foundation. We had a cost of around £300,000 in our accounting system. Since then, we've had staff costs of just over £500,000, accommodation and offices around 135. We talked about the Rise office and other offices we've had to set up as part of this infrastructure. And other costs of 190,000, which includes things like marketing and other initiatives we've worked on, which gives a total expense up to the 31st of December 2017 of £1.245 million. I'd also like to say that the 21 million Pillar tokens, which were allocated after the ICO to staff and marketing as part of the ICO process. So in terms of the balance sheet, I want to demonstrate here how we are being responsible with the Ethereum that we have and diversifying in a number of ways. So our balance sheet shows that we have currently 94,000 Ethereum, roughly that left. And I should also say, again, unaudited balance sheet. We're taking something like the spot price of Ethereum as at the 9th of January, yesterday evening's spot price, to give you a snapshot of where we are right now on the balance sheet, which gives us the numbers you can see, 122 million of US dollar, equivalent in pound. We've diversified 5% of our holdings into Bitcoin, Zcash, Dash, and NEM. This is about diversifying in the cryptocurrency space. We also have our token allocation within the company, within the foundation itself. The foundation has a marketing budget of tokens still allocated, of just over 2 million tokens. We have some locked tokens. We have the 3-year locked tokens. We've decided to set on this balance sheet at a 50% discount to the price from last night, which gives it this price of 72 cents, which gives you this balance sheet amount. We have a 10-year locked as well, which is where all of the tokens that were not sold in the ICO go into a 10-year lock, and we've set those as a 90% discount, really based on the fact that we can't price fix this right now, so we have to come up with an assumption. And the other part of diversification is into fiat and also into a fund investment. We've made a fund investment of just around $4 million into a fund that invests in startups. It's extremely safe and extremely solid investment structure. And we've known them for some time. We did a lot of due diligence around decisions on how we invested that money. And we feel that that's a solid investment to safeguard our money out of crypto. And that was a 4% investment. So we've taken 5 and 4% out so far. We plan to take more. And in our bank accounts, we've just got just over $1 million. We've made a small investment in hardware, which gives a total on our balance sheet of $274 million.
Okay. Thank you, Rob.
And our websites.
Now, thank you, Rob. Now I want to show you 2 new websites. One you haven't heard of. It's brand new. It's the Pillar Project Foundation website. And that's right here, and it doesn't have too much content. Might have a few people you recognize there. And it's just there's our why video. And it's just about the foundation and its mission, a bit of history. And it's just because this foundation site will grow to promote the philosophy and the goals of the Pillar Project overall. In fact, we'll be giving grants, research grants, and possibly particular kinds of startup grants to particular groups of people. Can you give me the next? And we'll do quite a bit more at the foundation level. That will be an interesting development over time. And now we want to show you our new Pillar Project website, which might be live right now. Is it? Is it actually at pillarproject.io right now?
It is.
It is. Whoa! Okay, no. Good job. So here's the Pillar Project website, and we want you to explore it. We've got the why video. The old one is gone, and the old logo and the badge are all gone. And I don't think anyone's going to complain about that, because we're on a new road now. We're going to talk about what, why, what. Your digital dashboard without Pillar, the way things are today, and with Pillar. Woohoo! That's the big money shot right there. We have lots more going on, and I want to quickly talk to you about contests and careers. We're going to have lots of contests. We want communities to spring up and emerge from around the world. And so the first thing is a social media challenge. Get out there, print out the Pillar logo, write the word pillow, paint one. I'm going to actually show you one of our challenge winners right now. Tomer has it on his wrist.
Here we go. So this is the Pillar logo that you can put. There are instructions that you can get from the newsletter, and you can again. Okay, here you go.
Not too close.
Not too close. Here it is. That's good. All right.
Okay. So the instructions for doing this to your Apple Watch, which will improve the quality of the watch, are coming in the newsletter. They were in the newsletter the other day, and you'll get instructions in the newsletter in the coming days. So we have a social media challenge. Get out there and do something, hack something, build something, get your kids, get the dog, get anybody you want, and go mow the lawn into the shape of a Pillar logo, or do something exciting and fun to show your enthusiasm, and we will give prizes for that. Until the wallet ships, we are giving many small prizes to anybody who can just show up with something fun and innovative. This is going to be a community-driven site. You're going to hear much more about our community over the next couple of months. We're looking for pillar pioneers, people who will build their communities and build businesses on top of the Pillar platform. And you'll hear more about that from us. And it's time now, if you're really enthusiastic, to get serious and put some effort into giving us a plan for how you are going to build on top of Pillar and build your community. And then we have a game contest. Show us a cool idea for a game. You may not be able to do all the things that perhaps other gaming platforms can do, so you're going to have to understand what ours can do and how you can create an interesting game. And we'll have like a meeting, a meetup, or an online Zoom meeting and talk about that sometime. And then the store. And we want people to volunteer to create a business of Pillar merchandise with logos and anything else that is fun and interesting. We want people on the US side, US and Canada, North America, and in Europe, maybe UK and Europe, I don't know, to help build a store which involves inventory, because a quality t-shirt is a silk screened t-shirt and a quality polo shirt is an embroidered polo shirt. So you have to take a big first order, invest, get those built, get those made, have inventory, and pack and ship and send around the world. Now, we'll be your first customer. We'll buy 100 Pillar t-shirts and 50 Pillar polo shirts. So the sooner you can get your store up and running, the better. And we want lots more Pillar merchandise. And you're going to do that not on your own, but by coming to our community. And we have a store channel where you'll discuss that and collaborate with other people and figure out. So it's not a lot of duplicated work. And whatever money comes out of that is, again, part of your income to build a profitable business on top of the Pillar platform. The design contest is over. Now, moving on to careers. There will be many more contests. Instead of paying a lot of money to agencies to help us get our message out, we're going to pay that money to you to help us get our message out. So you'll see there'll be much more there. If you want to join our community, you just click here, and we have a volunteering video, because that's how you get in. You volunteer, not necessarily for very long, it depends. Today in the office, I think we had 5 or 6 people volunteering. Sometimes we have people volunteering for months, weeks, days. Just come in here and work with us and show your skills and show your ability to work with our team. So these are the droids we're looking for right now. We're looking for back-end Node.js rock stars, people who really have strong experience in building systems with Node.js on the back end. We're looking for admin superheroes here in London to help us chase down keep all the plates spinning. A chief financial wizard who will manage quite a large empire, we hope, of several entities and lots of numbers flying around. In addition to our favorite auditors and dealing with them and governments. We have crypto exchange wonk who can help us look at the world of exchanges and manage all the exchange activity going on out there. A system hacker to help us get our back office tools aligned so that we're not doing so much by hand. Then we need a world-class designer. We actually have a couple. We're always on the lookout for another one. Photo, video, and probably like an animator person who can really get a lot of cool stuff built here for us. We have a lot of things will be happening all over the world, and we'll be consolidating media and publishing it all the time. And we need a better writer than I am. So if you're a better writer than I am, you're probably hired. And then you'll learn all about the wallet and how to get it in a couple of months after it's super well tested. We also need testers, and that will be in our community. You will volunteer, or if you're a professional and can get paid to really test our wallet, that's great too, or bounties. Help us do that, because within a few months we'll be testing. Now I need to go back to my, help me. There we go. Okay. We're actually making good progress on time. So those are our 2 websites. And now it's time to show you some work from the Pillar Design Lab. Now this is work in progress, It was done at about 2 in the morning, I think, or Los Angeles time. And it's part of our exploration of the design of the user experience inside the wallet. Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Drew. I'm part of the product team here at Pillar, and I'm excited today to share with you some of the design and user experience direction that we've been exploring as a team. Before we get started, I do want to start with a small disclaimer that what you see here is a work in progress. There are a variety of things here that are in flux and being informed every day with new research along, security and technical architecture and various things. So it's important to keep in mind that with product development, things can and do change. But without further ado, let's kind of get into the presentation. As you can see here, we've basically created a card display and management system that is organized across 4 primary categories, being assets, people, services, and me. With this, everything is a card. So what that means is, your dentist, all your crypto assets and tokens, the pizza delivery place, ICOs. These are all cards, and they're all represented as cards within this system. So as you can see here, your top are recent assets up top, other assets below, likely to include a favoriting mechanism here as well to bring your most favorite up top. Clicking into a particular card, the Pillar card, you'll see that within the details of the card, there will be some basic branding as well as any kind of information that is related to that card. With this asset card, obviously the typical functionality of request, send, view transaction history, and then here you'll see available offers. So certain cards will definitely have offers, primarily services, and possibly ICOs, and even possibly some tokens in the future. From here, I can go into send flow, and what you'll see is immediately what's brought up is more of an address book than what you'd expect, which would be a typical entry field for a alphanumeric character string or QR code. And this is an important point to keep in mind because Pillar, we're interested in encouraging our users to establish wallet-to-wallet connections for sharing information and transacting. Obviously, the kind of old-fashioned approach of QR and address input will work, but we think this is gonna make things much easier in the future. So jumping over to people, we can take a look at our people, our existing whitelist contacts or address book. On top are our favorites or most recent. All the other contacts would be below. And to create a new contact, you'd be brought into a search of this particular section where you'd be able to input a variety of criteria from their name, location, email address, etc., and be able to search for a particular individual. If you are not able to find that individual, be able to invite them to the Pillar system, Pillar ecosystem and wallet via an email and establish a connection that way. But for now, let's explore a connection that we already have made. So this is Araya Juntasa. Click here. We jump back into a detail view here. Her kind of branding and wallpaper, some information she's chosen to share with us. If we have transacted in the past, a little bit of history, and then kind of core functionality of request, send, message. So let's say I want to send Araya something. So click on send, prompt me to choose an asset, just like from the asset flow, it prompts me to choose a person or contact. Let's decide we want to send Araya some Pillar. Click on Pillar, and you'll be brought up a prompt to kind of input how much you'd be interested in sending. And as you see this kind of card peeking through here, this is meant to represent you're going to go on a kind of a horizontal journey here, inputting everything that in this case, the specific amount you're interested in sending, and then at that point, you would be able to confirm. So for security purposes, we will be offering a PIN code entry for advanced security, and we're also exploring biometric as well. Also interesting to keep in mind this kind of card stacking navigation that you can see. And what this allows for is at any point you can click to move back into the flow and make adjustments as necessary. Clicking on confirm kind of wipes that navigation and that card stack rather, and brings you to this transaction has been sent and shows you the status. Clicking on the status will allow you to navigate to a transaction history page and check on everything that's going on. Clicking finish will bring us back to our kind of core assets view. Moving on, services section. So services will be similar to assets in that it will kind of display a list of stacked cards that you both own or have yet to own. But in this kind of first iteration, we're primarily focused on support as our core and initial service offering. So this is more of a detailed view into a particular service card, in this case, the support card. And the various offerings that or functionality offered under this service. So chat support, call support, email, etc. Underneath here, you can also see kind of an FAQ or a question and answer section for users looking to kind of self-learn or teach themselves about how to navigate and use this Pillar wallet. So now let's jump into the Me section. What you'll see here is this is basically your personal profile and what will evolve into your personal data locker. You'll see your name, avatar, your own personal kind of wallpaper, number of connections, assets, and services. You can also see kind of your top connections or favorites, top or favorite assets, and then any services that you may have as well. Moving back up, clicking on Manage Identity, it will take you into some of the settings that you can make and update and the details that you're interested in sharing across your contact network. So what's important to keep in mind here is these can all be adjusted retroactively. What that means is you don't actually have to share or choose the particular fields that you want to share with a contact prior to sharing. You can toggle these on or off after the connection's already been made. And that's one of the core features of the Pillar wallet and the personal data locker. Clicking on recent history, we can actually see connections that we have, those that are pending, and those that we're kind of waiting to be accepted. Going back to assets, you can also see search is kind of full semantic view, allows you to navigate through each of our particular sections, or drill into one and search that more specifically, that one category more specifically. So yeah, that is kind of what we have to share with you guys today. We're excited to continue with this progress and move into development so that we can get it into your hands for beta testing. It's been my pleasure, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.
No.
We good?
Yeah. No, we're on. Oh, hey everybody. I hope you enjoyed that shot of that little walkthrough. And it's just the beginning. We have a lot of work to do. But you'll have your own card, and you can dress it up the way you want it, and you'll connect to other people, and you can manage that connection. You think of it like Skype. You know how you can find people on Skype? You type in their name and their city, and then find them in a list. It's going to be like that. You'll find each other, connect the two wallets, and then wallet to wallet instead of typing in these wacky numbers and scanning QR codes. So we're really excited about that. That will be on the token wallet, and we'll have much more to follow on top of that as we go. You'll see that the final product will not look just like that at all. We will continue to experiment and evolve the interface over the next month or so before it's time to final ship. That's just the skin. The basic functionality is already working. Next up, we have, thank you, Drew. Thank you for staying up and doing that last night. A few items of news. We're pretty well ahead of schedule. We ought to be able to wrap this up. Oh, I don't know how to, oh, okay. We ought to be able to wrap this up within an hour. That's nice. So the Token Holders Council, we are looking for token holders who will be active with us in the governance of the Pillar token and the Pillar Foundation. That means side by side with us on budgets, meetings, plans, and strategic initiatives. And I want you to do that by self-assembling. I'm not going to give you rules for doing this. I want you to come, if you're interested, come to the community, pillarproject.io/community. Even on our new site, I hope that's the right page. and either, and log in, and then find the governance channel. If you don't see the governance channel, go to the lower left where you see a plus sign and more channels, and add the governance channel, and then speak up and say, hey, I'm interested. This is my particular interest, my background. I'd be interested in helping out, and let's see it emerge from there. We'll be there, and we'll talk to people, and then probably we'll set up a Zoom meeting for those people who want to participate, and it'll evolve. It'll emerge. It's not just going to be a set thing, and we're going to vote, and everybody's coming and starting. It will get up to speed, and it'll be Pillar style. So that's the Token Holders Council. We want, as I've mentioned, beta testers, both for the wallet and for the new exchange coming up. Now I want to talk about KYC. KYC means know your customer. We had a fantastic, thanks to you, successful ICO last July, and we didn't do KYC. That means we have no idea who has our tokens. And now it's clear that if you have an ICO, and over the last several months, if you've had an ICO, you've done KYC. That means you get people's identity information, a scan, a picture of them, a proof of address, and all this stuff. It doesn't take long. It takes 6-7 minutes. And we're going to ask you to help us, because without KYC, just like other ICOs that have not done KYC, we can't cash tokens and cash Ether and send them to the bank. The bank won't accept it without what is called an AML, an anti-money laundering certificate. That requires KYC. So we're soon going to have a new page up, and we'll tell you about it in the newsletter. We hope within 2 or 3 weeks you'll be able to go enter your address that you bought the Pillar tokens from in the first place to the smart contract in our ICO. Go through KYC, so we have that. We're able to put a report together and cash that money out. It helps us a lot. And then that KYC package will be yours. It will automatically go to your Pillar wallet when you get the wallet. You'll either see it there, or you'll request it, or you'll confirm it. And there it will be in your Pillar wallet, and that will be your KYC package that you own. No one else owns that, and you'll pay a bit to store it. Not much, just like everything else in your personal data locker. We'll be talking about that over the next few months. You'll store your personal data, and then you'll use that KYC package for anything that requires KYC. So any number of other ICOs, it's done. Anything, even signing a lease or something that requires interacting with the government requires KYC, it's already done in your wallet. That's the purpose of it. So we're going to ask you in our newsletter to help us by doing it early, so that helps us cash out. Otherwise, we're stuck with Ether, which has been okay, but it's time for us to start diversifying, as Rob mentioned. Now, this is the first semi-annual event. We will, just as last summer, have a big summer jamboree, a Pillar jamboree. I don't know what we're going to call it, but it's going to be big. Last year was an unconference for about, what, 60, 65 people came? 78 people came to the middle of Slovakia to participate in our 1 week-long unconference. That was the end of July, early August. And we're going to do another much bigger one. We're talking about 500 to 1,000 people. That includes you. We're going to have an unconference. We're going to learn about business. We're going to learn about coding for the Pillar platform, developing. We're going to do entrepreneurial workshops for developing businesses on the Pillar platform, building community, reaching out to people around the world. Lots of activity at this. It's going to be very busy. And we want you to help us plan it. We're not handing it to you. We don't have a brochure for this. We want you to come in to our community, to the channel called Summer 2018 Event or something. What is it called? Didn't make it yet.
Quick check.
Quick, we're making it right now.
Summer Event 2018.
Summer Event 2018. Please come there. We don't know where it's going to be. We're going to discuss it. Well, again, we'll get on a Zoom call soon and start planning that, because we are 6 months away from a huge event that hasn't been booked, and we're in trouble. So we need you to help us find the venue, to take over a whole small city or an island or something somewhere and put pillar flags everywhere and turn it into our own little city, like Black Rock City, only for Pillar, somewhere in the world. We want you to help us with that. So look, Pillar is a philosophy. It's the future. It's a future we want that isn't Apple and isn't Android. It's the world of Pull and the world of Pillar that you've been hearing about all the time in the last 6 months. And it's really because of you. And hey, look, I want to thank all you tubers for helping us in this journey, for being part of it. All the ether in the world won't buy what we have, and we're going to need a lot more to make a new world, not the push world, but a world of pull. This is the journey we're on, and every time you like, every time you share, every time you make your own video about Pillar and tell the world what's really going on here and why they should hodl, and why they should be part of it, and why they should help us create this ecosystem, you are moving the world into the 21st century. We really appreciate those of you who've gone the extra mile to help us, and we're going to need much more. This is going to be a huge year. Many exciting things coming. Can't wait to see you all in the summer and to see you on YouTube and in social media. Let's take it up 10 times this year and really make it count. Thank you so much for being part of our family and for being on this journey. I will see you next time if you want to take off, and now we will take questions from the audience. We've got about, what, 1,000 people watching?
975.
975. So thank you very much. We will take all, we'll be here as long as anybody wants taking questions. So if you want to come up or fire the first question at us, Jacek. We're ready. We need questions.
First question.
Yes.
Can you even forget data on the blockchain?
I have no idea what that means. Can I forget data on the blockchain?
It's a question
Can you
regarding
forget
GDPR.
about data forgetting?
It's GDPR.
It's about data forgetting. Look, one of the things about GDPR is you have the right to be forgotten. And you don't put all your data on the blockchain. You can store your data anywhere you want, hashed, so far it's essentially encrypted, and store your key. And you can manage it as well as you like. And if you want to delete it, you can. It's up to you. How you're going to hold your own data. So the right to be forgotten, you're always forgotten. If you log out, you guys, it's a bit too noisy. If you log out, you're forgotten every day. So the right to be forgotten is actually built into our GDPR platform. And by the way, we don't cost an arm and a leg, and we don't have ongoing fees and subscription fees. The wallet's free. All you have to do is adapt to it and set it up one time. So it's integrated, and then you don't pay any more vendors for that. We're not, the Pillar project is not the most vendor sticky friendly place in the world. It's more for empowering customers, consumers. So where are more questions?
How does Pillar Wallet protect from meltdown bug on all Intel chips? If not secure, Pillar is not making
Yes,
phones.
about security on the Intel bug. So that's at the system level. That's at the operating system level. And the operating systems will patch, and then magically all the apps will be safe. We have nothing to do with that any more than any other app in the App Store does.
Is 2030 the date of something?
Yes.
It is! Of course. Say the question.
What is that?
Say the question.
Is 2030 a date of something?
Say the answer.
So,
you don't have to talk to the mic.
so 2030 is basically the name because we wanted to create the products and services that will be mainstream in 2030. So 2030 is the year, and we believe this is the year projected not by only us, but other people are saying that this is where blockchain and decentralization will reach more or less mainstream.
And artificial intelligence, and those are things we're
Right.
working on as well.
All these
So
things are
coming together at the same time.
together, converging. So
we just made it up. Next.
I'll just follow on that. Are we the Illuminati?
Are we the Illuminati?
Yeah, just to be sure, like, you know.
No, that's those people are somewhere else on YouTube. That's not in this corner.
Okay.
We're just trying to build wallets here.
Will Pillar have an atomic swap option?
Will it have an atomic
swap option? Not well.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Let me give the official answer to that. The Pillar wallet will be a token wallet, and eventually we will ship an ICO wallet. And in the ICO wallet, you'll definitely do transactions, and beyond that, you'll do transactions. There are a bunch of different ways of doing this, and I can't give an architectural answer that would be, you know, if I said now, oh, everything is atomic swap, I think I'd probably be wrong. I think we're going to be taking it one transaction at a time, but you will see plenty of atomic swaps. That's obviously the model we're looking at for most transactions, but I'm not giving some kind of a blanket answer.
What partnerships are in the works to make all this happen, or are depending 100% on the community?
So what partnerships are in the...
Mr. Partnership?
I think
going on right now.
There are a few, on a few levels. There is the level of business wallet and the GDPR, as Michael mentioned before. Maybe you want to elaborate a bit. So this is...
Quickly,
yeah.
Do we have a GDPR partner? Any?
Yeah, we have two different partners that are community focused.
Okay.
That we are working with. They're actively working with. They are looking to integrate the wallet into their environment so that their customers of their software system will be using the wallet to manage their donations or the different parts of their community.
So that's kind of an alpha customer group.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch the wire when you.
Right.
Okay.
Can we talk
Other partners.
Citizen service is something we want to talk about.
Not too much.
Not too much, but there are other types of partnerships in the making. This is another one, but and a very important partner of Pillar is obviously 2030.
2030 will be one of the registered gatekeepers.
And we're going to do a lot of things on the Pillar, as I said earlier, on the Pillar ecosystem. We're planning a lot of things. All of them will be done from the wallet. That includes, for example, remittance. We're thinking about tickets. We're thinking about prescription drugs. We're thinking about a lot of things that will be done directly from your wallet. So this is something, these are all gigantic markets that we hope to disrupt. David said in one of the newsletters that we're going to provide in 2018, I hope, a lot of game-changing features and solutions. These are one of them. Each of these industries are multi-billion-dollar industries that we hope to disrupt.
After we ship an ICO, a token wallet, and then an ICO wallet, which will have your KYC on it, let you store things. So one step at a time, and we're focusing the team and not letting them get too far ahead. But I don't want to get too specific, but I think we are looking for banking partners, and we're in talks with banking partners. We don't want to be a bank. We want banking partners to work with us, so you could, send money to a bank and then that will show up on your wallet somehow, or buy tokens, exchange partners, all this stuff. We are really working hard on that. I'm sure in the next 6 months you will see the fruit of that.
Absolutely.
Other partners that or types of partners? Security partners?
Security partners that security, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be a very big component and a very big, I would say, pursuit, an ongoing pursuit of what Pillar is about. And we're going to use a lot of partners around the security, whether it is from the intelligence, the cryptographic community, the hacking community, and really ensure that you get the most secure wallet and the most secure environment to run and enable all these services that will tie into the Pillar ecosystem.
And we'll have our own security center as well. So I'm sure you'll hear more about partnerships.
I think we can say, I mean, the partnerships is not something we can just list easily, but we expect hundreds of partnerships with services that come along.
Correct.
Exactly.
That's the ultimate goal, is really to build up a whole ecosystem of partners, because it's then they're leveraging this, providing the services that appear in the wallet, and also then increases the utility of the token.
By the way, I've never seen a more diverse group of 40 and 50-year-old white guys answering questions. Another question, please. Michael, throw your tuber in here.
Will users...
Okay, YouTubers, we're taking all your questions.
Will users of tokens have a say of how the VC fund is deployed?
Will token holders have a say of how the VC fund is deployed? I want you to read my essay at globalbetaventures.com. Our goal is to plant a lot of small seeds and run a lot of experiments and see. We don't have the guidelines out for that, but it's going to be pretty programmatic, and we hope not too biased, and so that we give a lot of people a lot of chances. In fact, we'll even be starting at a very low level. We're doing that right now with a contest. If you come to our website, write a little business plan and make a video and propose your business, and for that we'll give you prize money if it's good, and we'll do as many of those as we see good ones, and we'll take it up from there. So it's a very kind of a widely dispersed pile, and we won't have very many large investments in single companies.
Yeah.
And that said, there could potentially be exceptions. You know, if we see a group really working hard and doing a ton of work to build this stuff out, you never know, there might be. I also didn't mention the different, I even forgot to mention the different business opportunities that will be on the wallet. And I won't take everyone's time. How many people do we have on? Do we still have on now?
800.
All right, so there are a bunch of business opportunities here, and I want people to think about their businesses, but just to give a few examples, the store is one. You could take, for example, we could have a bookstore on the wallet, and you could list books, and I have a preference in this case for paper books because it's easy to get Kindle books. So we could have a very select, smart bookstore on the wallet pretty soon if somebody wants to work on that with us. And the Amazon can ship the books, that's fine, but I want someone to manage the store. It's a profit-making thing, kind of an Amazon affiliate opportunity, but you can't do it for any Amazon thing. We have to build a taxonomy of offers, and so we're willing to start with books, we're willing to start with wristwatches, we're willing to start with some other interesting potential categories, but it will take us time to build out the categories and get what we call the metadata right for each of those. But if you have a particular area, you know, it could be art, it could be, you know, heavy machinery. I don't know what it might be that people would be interested in the Pillar wallet. ID chips that are injectable, for example. Okay, maybe not. You might want to have garden vegetables available on the wallet. Whatever we think that the community will want, and we can build, you know, the taxonomy toward. For example, you know, tickets for airlines, or to be able to book a ticket on a bus or on an airline, or maybe get a ride share, a bicycle,
concert tickets,
rent a bicycle on our platform. We want to work on that, but it's one area at a time because we have to build the metadata framework for that. It's not random and just keywords.
The important part is just to summarize how it all ties up, both from the business opportunity and the fund, is, as Rob just mentioned, it's about creating and enrich this environment. We have a platform, which is Pillar, it's given to the world. Now it's with you that we're building this, that we're providing, that we're gonna build those services tied into the Pillar ecosystem. And we're gonna make it rich together.
Next.
So 2030 is the way for small and large businesses to get on board with Pillar Wallet?
No, 2030 is not the way for small and large businesses to get on the Pillar Wallet. The Pillar Wallet is a platform, and 2030 is one of the private companies that is building services and products for the wallet, and any other company can come in. Contact us now. We'll start giving you, we don't have an API yet, we don't have an SDK yet, but still, we want you to start planning that. That's why we have the contest. So it's really the Pillar platform that you would sort of apply to and work with to get your business up and running on the platform.
And there is no favoritism. Yeah, we're here at Pillar dedicated. It's not because there is a sister company called 2030 that there's going to be favoritism toward 2030. Any company that meets that is dedicated to launch services that are going to be that going to advance and enrich the Pillar ecosystem will be welcome.
For example, for ICOs, we can't let anybody put on an ICO because there'll be all sorts of crazy rip-off ICOs. We're not going to let that happen. So 2030 is a trusted gatekeeper in putting ICOs on the platform. You want to be a trusted gatekeeper, show us how that's going to work and why you should be a trusted gatekeeper and want to be in that business, onboarding ICOs. We love that. Pillar would love to have a dozen of those such companies doing just that.
Hardware wallet integration in first release.
Hardware wallet in first release. Hardware wallet integration in first release, no. It's a really interesting question about hardware wallets. Ours is more of an active wallet like Jack's. It serves the same general purpose. If you want to put your tokens or cryptocurrencies into cold storage offline, then you really wouldn't need a Pillar wallet for that, would you? So the Pillar wallet is for active use and integrating eventually. I'm sure, you know what? We don't have to do it. Other people can do it. The specs and the standards are out there already. So it won't be hard for anyone to create a hardware wallet that sort of stores and backs up your private keys for you, and then you can reinstate your wallet. That'll be pretty much up to anybody who wants to do that.
Will Pillar be able to trade any coin/token on the market?
Yeah, so Pillar isn't a trading wallet. We expect that someday. The token wallet is really the equivalent of my Ether wallet right now. We're certainly looking at trading, and we're talking to partners about trading. We're investigating how trading might work, but we can't say anything about it. And we certainly expect that ultimately, and I would say by the end of the year, we expect, and we don't have it worked out yet, but we expect that you will be able to trade eventually. And I'm talking about maybe Q3, I don't know, we'll see.
If somebody was to come to London to volunteer, what do they live on and where do they live? It's a pretty high barrier to entry unless there's some kind of couch surfing.
Right, so how do you volunteer? You volunteer in the community first. We've hired people from our online community. People have done fantastic work. We then bring them in for a couple of weeks. For example, we'll work it out. If you're the kind of person who's really adding value here, then we'll find a way. So get into the community and get going. If you're already in London and you really want to come in here and just open your laptop and get working, it's possible. People do it. But obviously we have a bit of a filter function and make sure that what the people will be doing is relatively relevant for what we want to accomplish. But get into the community. That's the way in.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible to volunteer first as online. It's very important, and many have done it.
For example, we're hiring 2 admins here in the office, and if you want the admin position, tell us, email us, and then we'll set up a time for you to come in and volunteer for a couple of days. It shouldn't take too long before we know that somebody's going to be right for that position. We want to hire right away.
Well, I'd also like to say we're also a very, very supporting company. We support a lot of people, and we when you join us, we pay well. So it's not about you worrying about things. So when the question there was, do we help you? Absolutely, we help everyone. Can't go into specifics, but we help you on a needs and a case basis.
It's not meant to be high risk. You can do it from home, and then you can graduate in.
Absolutely.
Over time.
It's a family.
And if you're doing something, if you have something to offer that we really need, like backend Node.js, I encourage you to contact us right away because you will not be volunteering for very long. If it looks good, you're in.
We hope.
When do you anticipate the granny part of your wallet? Because I know many people cannot buy crypto, not computer savvy.
Yeah, so imagine someday, you'll be able to buy and sell pretty much anything in our wallet. You have cryptos, tokens, and you'll be able to move money in and out through our banking partners. Our banking partners will have offers, then you can send them money. You'll see, Ether or something in your wallet, whatever, and you'll be able to trade. All of that will take shape this year, but we're not saying when.
How can we trust that volunteers will not take Pillar information to competitors?
Oh my gosh!
Our competitors, volunteers, stealing Pillar and taking it to
we don't have many secrets around here. We're a very open company, and we're happy to work with our competitors on anything. They can come right in here, and we'll pretty much spill the beans.
Open source. You can
we're
download
open source.
it.
I mean,
Absolutely.
not everything, not on product planning and timing, but pretty much we're about as open as we can be.
Is Pillar a data controller or data processor?
Is Pillar a data controller or data processor? It is neither. It is neither. The answer is no, no, no. It is neither. We will maintain this Skype-like lookup table. We call it the white pages, where you can find people so you can connect wallet to wallet, just as you do on Skype. But if you want to take yourself off of that, or you want to block someone, you can. That's all up to you. We actually, when you connect to somebody, we don't know that you've connected. We don't have that information at all. We just maintain the white pages lookup table.
We're providing the data locker and also the platform for you to be able to store your data, but we don't actually...
Yourself.
We don't have any control of your data, and we don't process any data.
We don't, like your KYC is yours, we don't have it.
Everything that you have in your wallet is yours. That's the essence, that's the DNA of the Pillar project. That is that. Everything you have in your wallet is yours.
What about all the apps I currently use and need?
Yeah, so we hope that over time, you know, a year from now, you'll tell your friends, geez, you know, I'm using this Pillar wallet more and more. And then 2 years from now, you'll say, well, geez, look at all you'll show your friends, look at all these things you can do inside the Pillar wallet. I'm not using a bunch of those apps anymore. 3 years from now, you'll say, gosh, I can't remember the last time I used an app. I wonder what there is in the world of apps, because I haven't been to the App Store in several months. And then 4 or 5 years from now, you'll, we hope, have a little piece of hardware in your pocket that won't cost very much, and it will be the world phone. It will be a dumb phone. It won't be smart at all. It'll be dumb. It'll have every piece of information, all of your data everywhere at its fingertips at all times. There won't need any big memory. It won't store the songs on the wallet. All that, the dumb phone vision is something I wrote about 2008, 2009, and you can learn about it here.
And your data is not going to be only on the phone. It can be on the watch. It can be on your TV. It's yours everywhere, across devices.
It's up to you to manage it, but we'll give you the tools to manage it automagically. So it might all be in the cloud, but you'll have the keys to it, and no one else will.
I am a granny. How do you actually get the crypto assets into your wallet? Just addresses?
How do you get the crypto wallets? Well, it'll be a lot like sending to and from MyEtherWallet at the beginning. You'll have to send your assets into the wallet through a normal, wallet transfer from wherever they are.
But we'll make it as simple as possible.
And that'll be simple. And then with it from wallet to wallet, it'll be much simpler. And we'll be making lots of videos. So you'll see me more on videos explaining how to do just that.
Oh my god, your swing sucks, David. Lol, sorry.
My what?
Swing.
My swing sucks. It's the head. See the head? See that? Yeah. The head comes up every time.
Top the ball.
And that's how you top the ball. And then you got nothing.
What tokens?
You got no power. You got no power there.
What tokens can you hold in the Pillar wallet? All of them? For example, some don't hold XVG, etc.
We don't know. We know that we'll have all ERC20 tokens, just like MyEtherWallet. Just imagine MyEtherWallet, but better and safer at the beginning, and then we'll build from there.
Any news of getting on a better exchange soon?
We talked about that.
Yeah, we spoke about exchanges. We have an exchange launching in the next couple of weeks as we get into testing.
Are there any plans for a fiat gateway?
We are talking with partners about fiat gateways. I can't say anything more than that.
With MyEtherWallet, we can have multiple wallets to spread out our tokens so that we don't have a single point of failure. Will Pillar have partitioning or multiple wallets?
Will we have partitioning or multiple wallets? Our goal is that you'll have a couple things. You'll have the chance to make personas. So you might have a work wallet, for example, or your soccer club wallet or something like that, and your personal. So that's one thing. That's kind of the grandma wallet stuff toward the end of the year. And then we might make it simple, easy for you to create a vault. So you can just store stuff. Could tie in with a hardware wallet of some kind. That's all later this year, I expect. Not promising, but that's totally reasonable to be on the horizon.
What about the wallet release date? When wallet?
Yeah, absolutely, positively when it's ready, because it's all about testing. And if this wallet is going to take hundreds of millions of dollars on it, which I expect it will fairly quickly, We want to test the living daylights out of that wallet. So just like any other wallet company, we will be spending a lot of time on testing. And so the date-wise, we've said the end of Q3, and I like the way JSNIP4 Joe says it. Huh?
Q1.
What did I say?
Q3.
Q1, the end of Q1, so that's the end of March. And as Joe, JSNIP4 says, you know, it'll be ready when we know it's good and ready. I'll take the heat if it slips, and I'll be happy if we can get it in by then. That's fine. So just expect you'll hear a lot more from us in March on the date.
David, when you're saying testing, I want to make sure that everybody understands. When we're saying testing, we actually mean security. Okay, so we're taking our time to make sure that we're providing you the most safe and secure wallet. It's really for you. We don't want to have a wallet where you have your Ether and your tokens
your
there.
Precious Pillar tokens have to be safeguarded 1,000%.
There were too many of that, and we don't want to be.
So we're on track, and you'll get it. As we want it sooner than you. We use a bunch of wallets around here, and we can't wait to use our own wallet. So as soon as we possibly can, you'll hear more about that.
Does that mean we need to buy a special Pillar phone, no iOS or Android?
Not yet. Do you buy a blank phone with no iOS? No, you'll buy, we hope, let's call it 5 years from now, you'll go to the store or online somewhere and you'll buy a Pillar phone. This is our dream, one step at a time.
What's the utility of a Pillar token?
Ooh, who wants to take that? What's the utility of a Pillar token?
The Pillar token, think about, the Pillar token basically empowers the entire system. Pretty much every service that will be in the Pillar ecosystem will be paid and used and powered by the Pillar token.
Transactions. So transaction fees will be paid in Pillar. And for example, if you want to sell tennis shoes or vacations or anything, and you want to charge in Pillars, you want to price something in Pillars, that's okay too. That's up to the vendor who's making the offer. So both the fees, for sure, and possibly the actual item price, the principal price, could be paid in Pillars.
But the easiest one and the quickest one to understand is really storage, right? You're getting your data as it grows into your Pillar wallet. You want to store that data, right? So that data will be paid and powered by the Pillar token.
Per month, it might be 50 cents a month, it might be $1 a month. It depends on your choices of how you want to configure your storage. And eventually, your personal medical records, your work history, maybe all your photos, who knows, all kinds of things will be stored and accessed from the wallet, and you'll pay for the storage just like you pay for storage at Dropbox right now.
Passing the accredited investor checking, for example, is another service that will be bought by the Pillar token.
It's a data packet that you'll store. You'll have a lot of data packets on this wallet.
How will EMT use my Pillar wallet to access my medical information during an emergency?
Okay, so how will emergency medical technicians access my wallet during a medical emergency? Come in here and help us figure that out. Apple's working on that. Google's worked a little bit on it, and this is part of the future of the Pillar wallet. How does your Pillar wallet help you in an emergency? It may help you in a lot of ways, right? It may notify a bunch of your family. It may be fairly context aware. It may know where you are. It may know where the nearest hospital is, or anything you might need. So the goal is, it has more and more artificial intelligence. It eventually has a chat bot. You can hire a chat bot for it and pay for that. If you don't like it, you can fire it and get another chat bot and work with that one. So it'll kind of be a brain. It'll be your assistant, and over time, it'll help you in a lot more than just emergencies.
Here is a business opportunity for you.
Yeah, imagine it'll be connected to your car, right? So it will know what your car knows. It will know, even if your car is driverless, it will know what the other cars know or see. So it's a whole, information ecosystem that will have tons of information going through it, and you will manage that for yourself.
How will KYC affect token holders in the US?
Okay, so you don't need to KYC. We're asking you to do KYC. You can be a token holder. You don't need to give us your KYC information. It's just a nice thing to do for us because it helps us get liquidity on our investments so we can diversify. But it will very much help you in future ICOs and other financial type of transactions where you'll need KYC, and bang, you'll already have it. It'll be easy. You know, just don't have to redo that.
By the way, Pillar doesn't have it. You have your own KYC. You have it. It's your own KYC. We don't have it.
Right.
I think it's also to say that the cryptocurrency world is slowly more moving towards this anyway. Nearly all exchanges now are going towards KYC. They're restricting access and so on. We want freedom of access, and you're going to have to go through KYC processes to get access to this market.
And by the way, on that, it's very important to say that part of the reason that we're doing that, this KYC, that you own your KYC, as opposed to all the other KYCs out there that basically belongs to the other providers. Here, your KYC is not even Pillars. It's your KYC wherever you go, as opposed to the other KYC shared by the other providers and mined.
What programming language did you use to program? I've seen a major shift from banking industries utilizing Java for securities, C# and .NET, although very competitive.
Yeah, no, so we're not really using enterprise frameworks. We're using more of a startup framework, and we use Node.js on the back end. All our architecture is
well, should we let Vitor on?
Sure, we should. And also, can you please talk about the SOA, about this message service-oriented, about the service architecture.
Sure. Language is mostly JavaScript and TypeScript. Most of the client application is actually TypeScript for strong type and the advantages it has of plain JavaScript. And most of the backend code is pure JavaScript running on Node using the Express framework. Since we're in the centralized world, our backend is very, very light, has little data to do, so we have a bunch of small services. We could call them microservices, but they're a bit more tightly coupled than that.
When will we have some kind of SDK for developers? Any ideas? You don't have to say when, but kind of a...
After the ICO wallet? When we
after
have
the
more,
ICO wallet.
when
So
we have
summertime.
more integrated services.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say that in the summer event will be our target for launching the SDK, the software development kit, and that's where we'll be having workshops and people coming to wherever we're going in the summer event, and really hands-on hackathons and coding up solutions on the wallet. That'll be a real transition from the ICO wallet running, putting ICOs on the wallet, to starting the next wave of innovation on the wallet through developers coming and hacking and building stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, Josh, what's next?
Can you use your Pillar to purchase from Amazon?
When Amazon decides to allow purchases by Pillar, you'll be able to. But as I said, I mean, we could start with something simple like books, where someone can build a bookstore on our wallet to show that it's possible. And in that case, we'll need a banking partner you could charge for books in Pillar if you wanted, but someone's got to send dollars to Amazon until Amazon's ready to accept Pillar or some other cryptocurrency.
Arbitrage opportunity.
But banks are always required to interface between the fiat world of dollars and pounds and euros and the crypto world of Ether and tokens. If you don't have the banking license, you can't do that. So that will require some serious machinery.
Will Pillar be bought by Facebook or Google?
Pillar cannot be bought. Will Pillar be bought by Facebook or Google? It cannot be bought any more than you could buy the Linux Foundation. You can't. It's a non-profit foundation in Switzerland. We're part of the Crypto Valley Association. It has no real owners. It exists for the benefit of people around the world. There's no stock in Pillar. There are corporations under the foundation, but there's no Pillar stock. It's only tokens, just like Ethereum. It's the same model as Ethereum.
As far as Pillar clothing and merchandise, will we have to fund that ourselves, or will funds be allocated?
Whoever wants to build a store, come to the community and let's discuss it. I'll give you your first order of 100 t-shirts and 50 polo shirts and 50 hats. or 100 hats. So you'll be probably making money off the bat right there, and I want people to collaborate and figure out who's going to do what.
Still working on a February time frame for release. That's
next.
Are you planning
Clarify
on
it.
Clarify it.
Is it a February release? No, it's not a February release. It's released somewhere around the end of Q1 when it's ready and tested.
Are you planning on integrating biometrics? Will security of this mobile wallet be biometrically secured? How will security
Will
work?
we integrate biometrics for security? Probably on the iPhone because that's native and it's pretty easy. On Android, I have no idea, and I don't think that would be in any time in the near future.
How do you respond to people saying ICOs are a scam?
How do I respond to people saying ICOs are a scam? I don't think ours was. There's a big one going on now called T0 that, I mean, I'm not going to name particular things and say they're not scams, but I think there's a lot of really legitimate stuff going on that's being financed now through this new vehicle of ICOs, and it's pretty exciting.
Telegram.
Telegram has a big one coming up. However, I think that most, and I've written a lot about this, most ICOs should probably be for equity, for stock, rather than for a utility token. I think by and large, they're not scams, but most of them won't work.
Yeah.
Most of them will fail. That's just kind of normal background success rate in the startup world applied to ICOs. I don't see why it would be any different, but they should be stock, so people are taking risk with stock rather than with utility tokens.
We actually, we think that ICOs are a fantastic new vehicle of the future to raise money that is really going to impact innovation and launch a really unprecedented wave of innovation and ingenuity. But it has to be within a framework that really works, secure, safe, legal, regulated. And that's what we're proposing. This is what the ICO and the Token Factory on the 2030 side is going to be about. How you onboard, whether it is utility token, which we believe is going to be a smaller part of the pie, and many of the ICOs in the future will be, as David mentioned, equity tokens, applying the right tools for the job. And for that, you need a framework that works, and this is what we're proposing.
And we're working actively to build that new framework. So tokens are going to change a lot this year. If you know any conferences, I have a token talk and like to come talk about the future of tokens. We're also working with regulators and hoping to have some real influence on the tokenomics and the token world this year.
If I use the Pillar wallet for all of my crypto transactions, will Pillar provide the capital gains information to help me comply with new
This is a really good question. This has come up a bunch of times. Will Pillar provide a capital gains report at the end of the year? And the first answer is that also is an opportunity for an entrepreneur to come in, because it's not our data. We don't have it. You have it. We do not have access to your trade data, whatever that will be. You have it. So what do we need? We need someone to create tools that you can buy as a service. Might cost $5, I don't know, might be priced however, and then that tool you can use it in your wallet by yourself to give you whatever report you want. It's not centralized. We have no idea what this is not a kind of a service thing we can even do if we wanted to. So it's really up to people to grab the reins and make tools that people want. And if enough people want them, I expect you're going to sell quite a few of those.
Why is the name Pillar?
Why is the name Pillar? I'll tell you the true story. Because it was one of a number of possible names about a year ago that we were looking at. What are the other names? I don't remember right now.
But we like the PLR.
But the PL. Then someone said, "Oh, then the symbol for the token would be PLR," and for some reason it snapped for me, and I thought, all right, now we have a trading symbol, done. And so I just started working on the logo from there.
So 1 minute left. Last question.
1 minute left. Holy cow.
Beta testing start date.
Beta testing start. Come to the beta testing channel in our forum and find out.
Very little marketing / PR stuff for Pillar. It's still an unknown. How are you working to address this?
Marketing? Mm-hmm. We're actively hiring marketing people right now. Come on in and volunteer on our community and be part of it. We're growing our marketing group daily. We're interviewing somebody very exciting tomorrow. Interviewing, did I say?
Yes, you did.
We expect to be trying that person as a volunteer very soon.
We're having our own KYC on the Pillar wallet pieces.
Do we have a hard stop at 90 minutes or something?
Yes, vendors.
Huh? We do?
We don't.
We don't have a hard stop. We don't have a hard stop. Go ahead.
We have Michael in the room.
We probably have 2 people watching now, but that's all right.
We'll have
710, sorry.
710. Thanks for hanging in there.
We've answered a few questions then.
What?
Will having our own KYC on the Pillar wallet be sufficient for vendors to authorize access to their services? What will stop rogues using Pillar wallets with false KYC accessing third parties?
Okay, KYC. First of all, there is no one-size-fits-all on KYC when you get into the details of it. There are deeper levels of KYC, and all of that is stuff you may end up creating and owning on your Pillar wallet. Can someone fake KYC and have a fake ID? It's up to you, right? You could walk into a bank right now and open a bank account with a fictitious name and documents. If you can do it, that's it's nothing to do with us, really. Will people use our wallets to do illegal things? This is just software. Our goal is to provide it for the masses, and if we find out about something, but we can't shut your wallet down. I mean, we don't have any ability to police what you do with your wallet.
It's up to the service providers.
So what we can do is, though, we can police the gatekeepers that we have. So on our Pillar wallet, you will not be able to buy a firearm. There's a bunch of things you won't be able to do on our wallet, and if we see people doing them, we will take away their license to be a Pillar gatekeeper. So there will be rules and regulations about what those gatekeepers can allow, and then they'll use their best judgment to build their markets.
Have you considered making the Pillar KYC functionality be a service to crypto exchanges so they don't have to handle my KYC data themselves? That could be a profit source for Pillar development.
A service to exchanges. It's still going to be in your wallet. You're still going to own it. So you'll own it.
Can it be a service that connects to exchanges so you don't have to KYC twice on that exchange?
Well, that would be using the GDPR wallet, right? So you'd log into the exchange with your GDPR wallet.
We're looking at solutions.
It would include your KYC package, and you'd do your trading, and then when you're done, you could just suck it back out all into your Pillar wallet.
It's absolutely possible.
So sure, it's architected for that, and then eventually, if you want to put stuff into cold storage, we'll have the other side of that as well.
We would love to work with exchanges that want to use Pillar wallet as their wallet.
As their GDPR solution.
GDPR solution.
Sure.
Will you be moving out of an ERC20 to your own blockchain hybrid system?
Well, the ERC20 token is a standard on the Ethereum blockchain. So I don't, we're open, it's a token wallet. If there is some other block, like EOS, NEM, Next has, tokens that people really want to store on their blockchain. Actually, I can say it now, our goal, I think I've said it before, is that we'll just provide a back end for any group with community that has a blockchain to integrate their blockchain into our wallet. So they won't have to wait for us to do it. We'll put up an API and a set of instructions on how to integrate any blockchain into our wallet. So they'll do that work, and more and more of these, we'll obviously allow it on and we'll test it and make sure it's okay. But those communities will put their blockchains and their tokens and their currencies onto the wallet. So it'll grow more organically through whoever shows up and wants if the Dash community wants Dash on our wallet, they'll get to do it. We'll give them the tools to do it. We won't say, we're getting to it, it's on our list, but we've got 10 more currencies to do. No, we'll give those communities the ability to do it themselves.
Pillar wallet is by definition a blockchain agnostic project.
Yeah, it's blockchain agnostic. We're taking ERC20 tokens now because that's what most tokens are, but sure, we'll be happy to take other tokens. Are we going to screen for others? Here's an interesting question. Are we going to screen tokens? And the answer is, you can, just like my Ether wallet, you can move any token into your wallet you like, including some token that we may feel is not appropriate for some whatever reason. But what you'll be able to do with that token on the wallet will be up to the vendors and people who are in that ecosystem. And you may not be able to do very much with certain tokens that we think aren't particularly worthwhile.
Where will we find the Pillar wallet when it's released?
You will download the Pillar wallet right from the Pillar website, or most likely from the Play Store or the App Store.
And the source on GitHub.
The source code will always be on GitHub. We have some source code on GitHub right now.
I have very little source code on GitHub, but as soon as you release, you will move the source code for that.
So you'll see the source code on GitHub after we release.
Will Pillar offer a form of dividend, or what incentives are there for buying and holding Pillar tokens aside from the valuation?
That's not a good crypto question. It's not a company. It doesn't have stock. It has a token, and if you have it, it'll have whatever market price it has on whatever exchange you've decided to buy or sell it.
Dividend means stock, and the foundation doesn't.
We have no stock.
We have no stock.
Token holders are not stockholders. There are no shareholders of Pillar.
For someone looking to hit the ground running, building something on top of Pillar platform, what can she be doing in the meantime?
Yeah, how do you get going? Win the contest. Enter the contest. Come to our website. It's working now. Does anybody know? Is it up? It's up. It's up. Pillarproject.io. We have a contest section, and we want you to envision and business plan your business on it, and we'll pay you to get that started. And then, those winners, probably just like, I imagine just like the design contest winners, we'll have the winners come to or we'll go to them and have some workshops and get it going, because that's the tip of the spear.
Join the community is the main thing. If you've got ideas, you can post those into the different channels.
Yeah.
You go straight into the living channel. You can go into the introduction channel, introduce yourself, introduce your idea. I mean,
if you want to do medical informatics or medical stuff, we'll make a channel for that. We're also doing that stuff at 2030, and 2030 will has its own community where we'll do more of that stuff that's kind of further afield from core Pillar work on it. So both, and we'll tell more about the 2030 community as we go.
Because of Ether clogging up and stuff, have you guys considered other blockchains?
Have we considered other blockchains? We're going to have lots of blockchains.
Agnostic.
We'll have, I won't be surprised if we have 100 blockchains and 100 cryptocurrencies and thousands of tokens on our wallet.
Cool.
We're just starting with Ether, and we're expanding. That's it. We're done.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
The whole discussion is about guns now and how
great.
Censor.
Sorry. Sorry about that. No guns. Hey, YouTubers, thank you for joining us. We're really looking forward to interacting with you in the community, seeing your videos, seeing your contest results, and ultimately seeing you in person this summer somewhere around the world.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much. Bye.
See you next time.